how to spot marketplace bargains. Let's have a look at the marketplace and what we can find there. One thing you need to take into account before we look at the prices and we dive into the content of this part is that the prices on the market, they are in Bloodstone. So if the token price goes up, let's say from $5 to $10 value, then everything on the marketplace, if the owners of the NFTs don't change the prices, doubles in cost. It's twice as expensive. The opposite is true if the token value goes down. So you must pay attention to that because that influences a lot of your decisions if you're going to buy something on a marketplace or not. So you already distilled and have an idea for a good tip. Look out on the marketplace for bargains when the token price is going down. Why? Because probably from the whole marketplace, and there are quite a lot of stuff here on the marketplace currently, dozens and dozens of pages, quite a few of those people who have put some NFTs on the marketplace, whether it's warriors, beasts, or legions, they're maybe not watching the chart every single day or every single minute. And if the token price goes down and they do not change the price of their NFT, then it's cheaper for you. Then you're lucky. Of course, the opposite is also true. If the price keeps going up, as it has been over the last month, then the people that don't update their prices of their stuff on the marketplace, it's more expensive for you. So pay attention to that and keep that in mind. Also, when you sell stuff on the marketplace, when you have items on the marketplace, I recommend to watch the chart really closely, because if it changes up or down strongly in a short amount of time, it will impact the price of your NFT a lot. So that's something that I wanted to convey from the beginning. That's a really big, impactful element that influences the price for you and for the owners on the marketplace, on all the marketplaces actually. So that's that. That's that part. Now, let's talk about what is cheap and what is expensive. What is worth paying for and what is really expensive. So let's have a look at a few cases. Let's have a look at the cheap items first, the cheap warriors on the marketplace. Let's have a look. For example, let's have a look here. Let me take something about one bloodstone, because right now one bloodstone is about $10, right? So these warriors that you see right now on your screen, they're about $10 each. As you may know, and I strongly recommend that you go back to the other sessions, as you may know, the average attack power of a warrior that you summon is around 1,500. It's a little bit less, but it's to easy calculate 1,500. So one of the ways how you can calculate the value of a warrior on a marketplace is to compare how much effort, how much money should I spend, how much chance should I have in order to hopefully get a warrior around this price. So paying $10 approximately, or in this case I think it's $11 for a 1,130 attack power, does that make sense? Or not? Or should you mint one instead? Well, it's on the lower end. It's not cheap. It's not super expensive either. but it's not a great bargain. I suggest also when you do your calculation to have a look at the warrior's chances. So to give you an example, this warrior here, he is probably situated somewhere in between here. He's below the average, so this is like 50%. It's slightly overpriced, I would say, but it's still okay. Now, let's have a look at the break-even point for summoning. The summoning fee is $20, and the average warrior that you get is around 1,500. So yeah, it seems like the prices on the marketplace are just around average, just below average. So for example, for this one, an average gnome, an average warrior, you pay around $18, $19. I think the price is slightly above 10 right now. So around $18, $19. That's basically almost the same price as you would pay if you would summon it yourself. Should you go for summoning or not? Well, it's up to you. What do you prefer? Do you play a little bit riskier or more upside, hoping that when you summon one that you will get one of the higher ones? That's fun, but what could happen as well is that you get a weaker one, right? That's the fun of the risk of it. So it's up to you to decide that, whatever you prefer. If you prefer to pay for certainty, for a certain amount, get certainty that you'll get the average, or that you go for a little bit of luck and fun. So that's that when it comes to warriors. These warriors seem to be priced quite aligned with the price of the summoning currently. What's the price of stronger warriors? Well, with that, you need to calculate a few elements into it. I'm not going to do like the full calculation because I'd love you to do a little bit of work on it. But in general, like this warrior, level 4 warrior, that's a 7% chance to get one of these. Well, you can do a quick calculation, 7% chance with an average of 1,500 attack power. What's the chance? What's the cost to get one of these? How many others would I get? And yeah, then you can make out whether it's worth it or not. It depends also of your strategy, right? Are you planning to build big, strong legions? Or are you okay with a bunch of hobbits that you will be executing? It all depends from your risk, your long-term, short-term strategy. If you are missing maybe some warriors to complement a certain legion, then going for the marketplace and maybe paying a bit more than it would cost you to mint it, but at least you get one strong warrior with certainty. Could be a good idea. If you like to just play the luck game and summon, and with a lot of summons you'll get a bunch of strong warriors, that's fine too. That's great. Go for it. So it all depends of your personal preference. In this session so far, I've given a few guidelines how you can calculate these. I must say these ones, well, they're pretty strong. They're pretty cool. They're not cheap either. But yeah, it's up to you to decide, make a quick calculation what it's worth to you. That's when it comes to warriors. When it comes to beasts, then the approach is quite similar. As you may know from the previous sessions, the average beast capacity that you get is just under 2. So in other words, for example, this centaur here for 50 bloodstone for $500, over $500, in other words, really doesn't make sense at all, right? Definitely wouldn't go for that. Let's have a look at these ones here. If you need a dragon for, what is it, $120 approximately. If you have a look at the white paper, what's the chance of getting such dragon? Dragon, 1%, has a pretty high capacity, and it would take you, if you would do like, let's say, 6 summons, it would cost you approximately the same as this dragon. What do you think the chances are of getting this kind of dragon with 6 summons? That's what we're talking about here, right? 6 summons, 6-7 summons approximately, and it's 1% chance. Well, these dragons look pretty good to me when it comes to the price, because the chance of me getting 1 dragon with 5 capacity by minting or paying for just 6-7 summons, that's not going to happen anytime soon, I think. So these have a really good price, I think, personally. So in a similar way, you can do the other calculations. These bar guests are overpriced slightly, I think. Why? Because, let me see, this is around $20, slightly over $22, right? Well, this one is still quite okay, but these ones here, they start really to be, the ones here at the bottom start really to be overpriced, because for like $23, $24, I think I'll have a better chance of just summoning a barcast than just buying one from the marketplace. Also, you must take into account that warriors, they decide about the attack power of your legion. So the hobbits, as we spoke, the weak warriors, as we spoke in one of the previous sessions, if you're building large legions for attacking the higher monsters, they're pretty useless, better to execute them. For the beasts, it's different, right? You can still get to the ice dragon, to the number 20 monster, or to other strong monsters, even if you have a centaur, right? So the risk of minting beasts is less impactful for the attack power of your legion. You need to take that also into account in your calculation. When it comes to the legions, then the calculation is slightly more complex. Why? Well, because you have to take into account a few elements. You have to take into account the amount of warriors, the amount of beasts, the attack power that's left, also the amount of hunting supplies. So there are a few elements that you need to take into account, also the cost of creating the legion and so on. So let's have a look at a few examples case by case. Legions that are around 2000 attack power, especially the ones that have a lot of warriors, as we discussed in one of the previous sessions, that doesn't make so much sense according to me. Why? Because, they're quite useless, because you'll be spending more on buying hunting supplies for every single hunt than you can win or benefit from them. So be aware that the more warriors a legion has, the sooner it will become useless. And there could be on the marketplace quite a few legions that have a similar price, but they have a different amount of warriors in them, right? So be aware that might impact a lot. Let's have a look at a few cases here around the $2,000 range, because I think it's an interesting range to show my point. If you could choose between like this legion and this legion here, which one would you choose? It's a similar price. Okay, you might think, oh, this one is cheaper and has a higher attack power. Yeah, it does, but it has 2 times more warriors than this one. For the hunting supplies every single day, you will pay $2 more for this one than for this one. Make a quick calculation, decide which monster you want to hunt for, and you will get your answer. If you're aiming for the bat with this legion, monster number 1, then probably this is not such a good idea, because you have a potential win of 80% something to win $10 every day, but you're paying to be able to hunt $4 every single day with this legion. While with this legion, you would be paying per hunt only $2. So it seems like they're similar. It feels like this one is a better bargain because it has a higher attack power for a slightly cheaper price. But actually, I would personally go for this one if I had to choose just between those two. Now, is it worth spending money on this legion for 4 bloodstone, which is around $40? Well, it depends again of your strategy, where you're going for and so on, but let's quickly just calculate. The average warrior you get is about 1,500 attack power, so this is like 2 warriors, but it's actually like on average less than 2 warriors, right? Because it's only 2,100 attack power instead of 3,000 attack power on average that you would get with 2 warriors. And then, yeah, 1 just beast. So to create this legion, it has a cost for somebody of under $60 for sure. So yeah, this legion is priced about the cost that it would take to make it, but I think you would be more lucky or better off with creating a similar powerful legion by just summoning it yourself if you're going for this one. Because yeah, probably you got a higher attack power if you just summon. Let's have a look at another example in a bit higher range. How would you go about calculating the price for some of these? Let's have a look. Oh, this one is a really good priced legion. Just joking. So let's have a look at a few legions here in the $20,000 range. Okay, let's have a look at these. Which one is better, why, and does it make sense to go for it, yes or no? So let's have a look at, for example, this one here. 20,000, 21,000 attack power, 19 warriors in it for around 210 approximately dollars right now. It would take you, so 210 bloodstone, $200, it's about 10 summons that it would cost you. With 10 summons, can you get to this attack power? Well, you need probably about 6-7 summons of warriors. So 6 times 1,500, that's 9,000 approximately, right? And then you have the beasts. So yeah, this is quite a good price. The only thing that you need to take into account is the amount of warriors. As I mentioned in one of the previous sessions, this legion will become obsolete, useless, when you come to some of the monsters that, somewhere around here, maybe already become useless after hunting for this monster. So I wouldn't recommend with that legion to hunt for this monster, because you'll probably spend more or equally on hunting supplies than on just using that legion. So it's better to just declare it useless at that stage. So yeah, that's definitely something that you must take into account, how many warriors it has and whether it's useful for you. This legion is even worse, 30 warriors. That will make you stop even earlier for making it useful for hunting. So the amount of warriors in legion, that's something you need to pay attention to when you're making decisions about picking a good legion on the marketplace, because a lot of people just ignore that. They look at the attack power and the price, but they don't take into account the amount of warriors, which determines the cost for your hunting supplies. So that's a few tips when it comes to deciding how to calculate, how to make your decisions when it comes to buying legions on the marketplace. This will guide you quite a long way already. To finalize, let me show you how to calculate the value of a legion. You start with the attack power. Let's say we want to calculate the value of this legion here. 64,000 attack power. So you take 64,000 attack power. Usually for 64,000 attack power, you need on average a certain amount of warriors. You don't pay attention to the warriors here for now. You pay attention to the warriors that on average you would need. As you know from the previous sessions, you need on average 1 warrior for 1,500 attack power, roughly. It's slightly less, but that's a quick average. So to create a legion like this, you need about 42 warriors. So you need to summon 42 warriors times $20. That's $840. That's what you need for the warriors on average, if you would go for this attack power yourself. Then how many beasts do you need? Well, you need enough beasts for all the warriors. So you have 42 warriors, and as you know from the previous sessions, it's slightly under 2. That is the average beast capacity. So let's divide this by 1.8. So you need on average 23 beasts for being able to house enough capacity for these warriors. So in other words, 23 times $20 summoning fee per beast gives you $460 so far for the beasts. Then what else do you need? You need the training fee, of course, to create the legion. What's the training fee? It's $50 for every warrior and every beast that's added. So that's easy to do. It's 42 plus 23, and that you need to do times $0.5. So that's another $32 that is added to create this legion. And then it's really easy. You just add up everything together of these, and this is the total value of creating such a legion. Approximately 1,332 on average. This legion is way overpriced because it costs a lot more, with Bloodstone being around $10, $11 right now. It's way overpriced for what it is. The good side of this legion, though, is that it has less warriors than it should have on average. So you need to take that into account as well, right? Usually you would have 42 warriors for creating such a powerful legion as this one. This one has only 20 warriors. Why is this good? Because the hunting supplies are a lot cheaper. You will pay $1 per hunting supply for each warrior per hunt. So instead of paying every single day around $42 for hunting supplies, you will pay with this legion only $20 for every single day. So it makes it cheaper for you to hunt. And also you need to take into account the hunting supplies for this legion. In this case, it's only 11 times $20, but usually you would pay for the hunting supplies 42 times 1, it's $1 per warrior, times 11 because there are 11 hunts. So the value of the hunting supplies for this legion, approximately, considering the attack power, not the amount of warriors that is in here, but the attack power that it would cost you, is 462. So the actual total of this legion's value is approximately this amount here, $1,800. Still overpriced, but it gives you an indication how to calculate the value of a legion on the marketplace roughly, right? Because there is also another element that you need to take into account is the luck to get less warriors than you usually need. There is also the amount of work and time that you need to spend on creating the legion. There are a few other elements to take into account, right? So that's why this is just an approximate guideline. It's not an exact science, an exact calculation. And it also depends partially of your short-term, long-term strategy, whether you like to summon yourself or you like a ready-made legion to go hunting. So it all depends from several factors that you need to take into account additionally to this. At the same time, what I just shared here will give you a really good base to start with how to value the legions on a marketplace. Good luck!